All right, welcome to Shooting Hoops in the Boot podcast. Boy, we got an exciting one. We've had an exciting week here on the Boot Hill Sports Network and Mission.tv covering all the district tournaments. We have a bunch of very special guests later on, each coach that won a district championship down here in our area, guys. It's been a great day to be from the Boot Hill, Missouri. Charlie D, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing good. Let's preface it. It's been a good time to be in Pembescott County.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
claim Portageville is Pembescott County. We got half of it.
It sits on the border.
That's four right there, four horsemen. That's
There
what
you
we
go.
got.
Chris Brown, how about you, buddy?
Man, I'm ready to go. You mentioned that we got a star-studded cast, and you ain't talking about us. That's for sure.
That's right.
It's going to come on, and I can't wait to talk to some of the best coaches in the state of Missouri, Mark.
Yes. All right, man. Let's kick it off. Charlie, we want to bring the brackets up. We'll talk about the Class 2 District 1 girls to start off with here. Portersville, the number 1 seed. There you see them. They got the bye. Hayti and Zenith went head-to-head in that first round. The Indians won that one. Of course, the Bulldogs got Holcomb got a forfeit over the Bulldogs. Semifinal was Hayti and Portersville and Holcomb and Campbell. Chris, let's talk about that Holcomb-Campbell game first there. Give us some stats on that one and some insight on that one.
Well, it was, pretty much all Campbell. Campbell led 11-10 in the at the end of one, and then 20-13 at halftime. They just kind of spread out. Mark, Holcomb just couldn't close the gap at all, and Campbell, they were led by Gabby Townsend, that's super sophomore they got had 14 points, and then Abby Correa, was just a junior, had 10. Then you had the freshman Laney Bledsoe with 9, and then Weidenbender, who's the only senior for Coach Laura Foster, she had 9 as well. Campbell, they was 9-16. That they advanced on. Of course, Ava Gurley is the one who led Holcomb, as she usually does. She had 12. Couldn't get a lot of support from her teammates. I think Landon Hodges had 6. But Ava Gurley, Landon Hodges, and Elizabeth Nelson played their last game against Campbell. And like you said, Campbell really had after the halftime, they had an easy time moving on, Mark.
All right, on the other semifinal, Portersville Bulldogs and the Hayti Indians. Chris, Portersville just continues to show why they're one of the best teams here in our area. Yeah,
their defense just impressed me, and I can't wait to have Coach Fowler on and talk about it just a little bit. They won 73-32. They had a 22-4 lead. I think they scored the first 10 or 12 points in the game. That defense, that full court press, Hayti just had a hard time with. They broke it. They broke it a few times, but you get past that first and second wave of defenders, and you got Maggie Priggle down low, just waiting on whoever's coming. We've seen numerous blocks from her in the semifinal game and the final game. But for Hayti, you got to give kudos to Aubrey Hall, man. She just played her heart out. She ended up with 12 points. Kalea Jones, she had 9, and both of them players are going to be back for Coach Sam Jones next year. So that, as Campbell as well, they got the future looks bright. Hayti's got a little future for them. But for Portersville, Glow Farmer led the way. She had 23. The sophomore Satori Saxton, she had 18. Maggie Priggle had 15. Elise Hickenbottom was 7. Taryn Irby with 5. It's the kind of the same old. And Portersville had an easy time, after a little bit of a layoff, defeating Hayti, Mark.
Yes, and then that sets up our championship game, the Bulldogs against Campbell. Campbell, a very young team, like you said, Chris. They do have a bright future. I was very impressed with Bledsoe, that young freshman point guard of theirs, and Correa down low, and Serrano down low for Campbell too. But once again, Portersville just flexed their muscles and went on to a 4-peat, Chris, for another district title.
Yeah, I thought they played a better defensive game against Campbell in the final than they did Hayti. As good as it was against Hayti, Mark, they held top scorer for Campbell was Gabby Townsend with 6. That press is just something to see. Glow Farmer led the way. She had 16. You had Elise Hickenbottom and Taryn Irby with 9. Satori Saxton with 8. But I thought that Josie Caton provided a huge spark off the bench for Coach Fowler. I think the first time she come off the bench, she came in and they were on defense, and she forced a turnover right away. Like I say, the defense is just impressive for Portersville. It's not only scoring, but man, that defense is impressive. And so they had an easy time. As 56-26 was the final score. And those seniors, Glow Farmer, Maggie Priggle, Taryn Irby, also Juliana Priggle, who's been injured. Those 4 seniors has won their district championship all 4 years of high school, and that's kind of rare and odd. But that's what they got going on there on here in Portersville, Mark, and that's nice for them seniors to win 4 in a row.
Right. That means they've won one every year of their high school career. What a achievement that is. And, Chris, we talked a little about in person between you and I that Coach Fowler is building a dynasty in Portersville on that girls side of things. It's Jim Bodwell, of course, on the boys side. So
yeah. Now, Coach Fowler ain't going to agree with that. I'm going to tell you right now, because she's as humble as they come. But I mean, the facts are the facts, and the numbers are the numbers. And they got a good thing going here in Portersville. And even after they lose these seniors this year, they still got a whole lot of talent coming back, Mark. So, I would say they're on the front end of a dynasty, if nothing else.
Right. All right, Charlie, let's bring up the Class 2, District 2 girls who Portersville will play the Chaffee Red Devils, who come out of that one, guys. And there you see the winners. I guess the biggest upset was actually Malden over the host Neelyville Tigers, the 1 seed. And Malden Green Wave, Charlie, we've seen them all year. I know we all been impressed with them. Give us some insight on the Lady Green Wave there, Charlie.
I mean, it was really Cobb and Cohen all year. Those two, a big 2 kind of over there in Malden, just being able to score both of them in the Boot Hill Conference tournament, averaged around 15 or so each in that. And I mean, when you think about it, playing Neelyville, especially Neelyville's girls, it's kind of like you're playing Charleston of a decade ago. You're playing a team that's got that name value, and they didn't let it affect them. I said it last week that I thought a 4 seed for Malden was a little harsh from the committee. I thought that they should have been a 3, just off of what I've saw from them this year. But I mean, they advanced to the championship. They got something to build off of, at least.
Yeah, Chris, you got any thoughts on this one?
Well, I picked Malden to win this thing, and I think they were set up in pretty good shape. I think in the third quarter they even had a lead as well. But don't know much about Chaffee. I know the Portersville girls played them last year on a game that I covered at Portersville on the Boot Hill Sports Network, and had an easy time then. But I think them girls then got a year older, and they got some talent on that team. I watched a little bit of their game against Kelly today online, just to kind of get a feel for who they got. And they got a girl named Kirsten Arnold. It's going to do battle with Maggie Priggle. I can't wait for that one, because they look like they're about the same size height wise. I think that Arnold girl, she wears number 41. She's a big rebounder. I think she's averaging 10, 11 rebounds a game for them. So congratulations to the Chaffee Lady Red Devils. I know they didn't have a very good season last year, I don't believe, but hey, they're Class 2 District 2 champions, and they earned it beating that Boot Hill Conference Malden Lady Green Wave team.
Yes, absolutely. Chaffee girls are 21-6. The Portersville girls are 22-5. So that's going to be a classic matchup. And basically, these two teams are even, Chris, as Portersville's averaging 60.1. Chaffee's averaging 60 a game. Now, defensive wise, they're almost as even as well, as Portersville gives up 37.6 and Chaffee gives up 42.7. That game will be in Clarkton tomorrow night. We'll have it on Mission.tv and the Boot Hill Sports Network. So should be interesting. We're trying to get Coach Fowler in here. It looks like she's having a little bit of issues. So, Charlie, let's go ahead and talk about the Class 3 District 1 boys tournament that you were at.
Yeah, let's talk about it. So there's your bracket there. You see 1 seed New Madrid County Central, 2 seed Crothersville, 3 seed Malden, 4 Twin Rivers, 5 East Prairie, 6, Portageville 7, Kelly. I mean, this was a great tournament all around, starting from the top. Twin Rivers, East Prairie was a war on that opening game. Those two teams just, I mean, they were from the jump athletic. Kind of felt like East Prairie played into Twin Rivers' style, which was something I did not expect to see. Twin Rivers likes to play more of that slow kind of Bernie ball, as I like to call it. Get the best possession possible out there. And East Prairie played with them, and it was close. And that final minute, it was and one for East Prairie. Then Twin Rivers got an and one. East Prairie could not answer back. On the other side, Twin Rivers went down and scored to win. And then Crothersville Kelly, it was Crothersville domination, flat out. They earlier this year they played each other. Crothersville won by 11, and now I believe they won by 41 in that game. It just was a total improvement on all steps. And Malden Portageville, this game interested me because you look at the final score is 53-39, I'm pretty sure. Something like that. And
57-39.
57-39. But it didn't feel like that. That game was close until the fourth quarter. Then Malden just pulled away. There was a lot of chippiness, a lot of physicality in that fourth quarter. But I mean, for the three teams that got eliminated, East Prairie, Kelly, and Portageville, they got some futures there. They are very talented teams. They just were kind of on the wrong side of the seeding. Then in the semifinals, New Madrid, Twin Rivers, another game where a team that plays fast played into Twin Rivers' style. They just, I mean, flat out played a slow pace, and Twin Rivers almost bit them in a sense. They almost got them in that semifinal. It was a 4-5 point win for the Eagles in that one. Now on the other side, Crothersville Malden. I mean, you could tell from the beginning that this game was going to be, as Georgia Tech and Georgia call it, good, clean, old-fashioned hate, because these two teams came out and they were hitting each other from the start. Basically, it was physical. It was everything that the Boot Hill Conference represents in basketball. You know, there were some just all around amazing shot selection on both sides. It just, Crothersville had more than Malden had at the end. That's flat out. They won by 11 in that game, and it was kind of like, wow, Crothersville won by 11 against Malden. That's kind of
at home.
Weird. Yeah, at
Malden
home
too. Yeah. In a
Um,
district tournament, that's hard to beat somebody on their home court in a district tournament, man.
and it's hard to beat a team twice, too.
Yes.
They beat Malden earlier in the season. And then New Madrid, Crothersville, the final. These two teams, I wish we didn't have technical difficulties last night, because, my Lord, these two teams had it out for each other. It was amazing to see. Jaden Williams had a humongous game. He had a buzzer-beating 3 at the end of the second quarter, and coming into halftime, I'm sitting there, I'm going, New Madrid's probably going to win this one. They are playing very good basketball. And then I saw a Facebook comment, made me just reminded me of it. It was from, I believe, Jaden's mother. She said they just didn't come out in that second half the same way they came in to that first half. And it was correct. They just did not show the same intensity that they had in that second half, or that they had in that first half. And Crothersville are a very intense team at points. And it showed in that one. They win and advance to go play in Bloomfield to play against Woodland on Tuesday, which we'll have on the Boot Hill Sports Network.
All right, Charlie, before we move on, Coach Fowler's in here. Let's go ahead and bring her in, and she's got some players with her. All right, there she is. Welcome,
Hello,
Coach Fowler.
hello.
How are you?
Doing great. How are you guys?
We're good. Hey, congratulations to you and your ladies on a 4th straight district championship. How does that feel, Coach?
Man, it feels great. It feels a little bit surreal. It's awesome to see the program that we've built here and the success that we've been able to have. And to see these girls just continue to buy in and put the work in year after year is really special.
Yeah, Coach, I told Chris we're going to have to add your name on that court right there beside Badwell.
I don't know if I'm there yet.
I told you she
won
was
4
humble,
state
Mark.
championships in a row. So.
That's right. That's right. All right. Chris, you want to kick it off?
Yeah, Coach. First of all, introduce the players you got there for us.
All right, so I've got Taryn Irby here with us, Dee Dee Arterbridge, and Josie Caton.
All right. I just talked about Josie. I know that you probably get asked a whole lot about Glow, I'm sure, and Taryn and Maggie, but, I was impressed that, me and Mark was calling the game, and Josie is one of the first ones off the bench, first couple off the bench, and that press is just so solid, and she came in right away and caused a turnover at half court. This seems like your girls know where to go, what their place is. Talk to me a little bit about the defense, because as offensive minded as you guys are, that defense is so impressive, Coach, and I know Mark will agree with me. Talk a bit about that press and what all you have going into that, and how much energy it takes from the girls to do that.
Yes, sir. We talk all the time that defense wins championships, and that it's our defense that kind of sets us apart. It gives us that energy and kind of gets the ball rolling for us on the days when the defense is slow. Our offense is normally pretty slow too. It does take a lot of work. Defense is not easy. It's not where the glory is, where the fun normally is. But these girls buy in. They buy in from the first day of practice. We put a lot of work, a lot of time and effort on defense. I would say the girls would probably agree that 75% of our practice is working on defense. And it's hard, but it pays off for us in the end. So I'm really proud of the buy-in that they have on that.
Yeah, one thing that I talked about on air and we talked about earlier is, you get past that, if the opposing team gets past that first wave and then they get past that second wave, you still got Maggie Priggle to deal with down low. And she had several blocks, Coach, in the semi and the final. Talk a little bit about her defense, Coach.
Yeah, Maggie has just really stepped into being more and more aggressive, sorry, as the season has gone on. And she's willing to step out and disrupt a pass or stay inside, and she can block shots in there with her height. And she's just really stepped into that role. So super proud of her. She's a big part of what we do.
Well, I'm proud of you guys. Like I say, we're going to be there as far as you ladies take us. And Mark, I'm going to turn it over to you if you got anything for.
Yeah, I just got a question for the girls back there, Coach. Ladies, how does it feel winning your district championship for the 4th time? And tell us how it feels to play for Coach Fowler.
Really fun. We're really proud of what we've been able to do here, and I think it's just fun to win year after year and just keep wanting to get better. And it's really fun playing under Coach K. She has a lot of energy in practice. So. Yeah.
I agree. I think winning for the 4th time is really good, and I feel like we worked really hard, and I think we're just going to do really great this season. And I love playing for Coach K. She's like a second mom, and she does anything for us, and it's just great being a part of this program.
Yeah, I think it's really fun to play. I think we play good as a team together, and we're just all like family.
All right, so y'all got Chaffee tomorrow night, Coach. Tell us a little bit about Chaffee.
Chaffee they're a really good team. They play super hard, have a lot of intensity. They shoot the ball really well, so we're going to have to be ready for that and make sure that we're not giving them a lot of open looks outside. That's going to come back to our defense again, just putting a lot of pressure on the ball, keeping them sped up and kind of out of their rhythm. We're looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun night.
Yeah, you got just a short bus ride, Coach, while Chaffee's got a little bit of a ride. How much of an advantage is that?
Yeah, I think that it being close to home is going to be good for us. Chaffee travels well as far as bringing a good crowd. So I'm glad that it's close to us. Our fans always show up and support too, but I think it helps when it's a closer drive. It makes it a little bit easier for people to be able to get there. And, bus rides are hard. Being able to get off the bus and go play, there's a skill in that. So it's nice for it to be close to home.
All right. Charlie, you got anything?
Congratulations, Coach, on another district title. I got one question. It's 3 Boot Hill Conference tournaments in a row, 4 district tournaments in a row. At some point, does it just kind of get boring winning all these trophies?
Absolutely not. Winning is never boring. I will say that we talk all the time about how we can't get complacent, and that no matter how many times that we do win it, it's never just going to be given to us. We got to earn it. We got to put the work in. So there's a part of, as a coach, reminding the girls of that it's not going to be given. It's not just going to come. It doesn't matter what we did the year before. We still got to go out to work and work for it. But no, it definitely doesn't. It doesn't get boring. Winning is fun. So.
Absolutely. Hey, Coach, I tell you what, you have done a great job at Portersville, and we sure appreciate it. We enjoy covering you ladies, and we hope to follow you once again to Columbia, Missouri. So go out there tomorrow night and get a big win. And thanks for joining us right here once again on our podcast.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having us, and thanks for covering us. We really appreciate it.
All right, let's go Bulldogs. All right, that's Coach Fowler and the girls. Good luck tomorrow night to them. All right, guys, we got another special guest who just jumped in the studio. He is also a district championship coach after last night. Coach Lamont Bell, how you doing, Coach?
What's up, guys? I'm good. How y'all?
Good.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
All right. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, Coach, tell us a little bit how you feeling today, man, and tell us a little bit about that big win last night.
Man, I feel relieved, fellas. It's been a long time coming. You know, we finally got over the hump. We started playing ball right at the right time. You know, I know our record indicates different, but, you know, we 14-14. I think we should be about 20-8. But, you know, got a couple young guys, and they starting to figure it out, and they started figuring it out at the right time.
Yeah, Coach, let's talk about those young guys. I know you moved a couple up in the conference tournament, and they paid some dividends for you in DJ Foster. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, DJ Foster and Faison Taylor, man, they really didn't want to move up, but, you know, it's like I told them last night, you know, I moved you up to prepare you for tonight. And they just kind of moved up in the conference tournament, and then they just kept on chipping away at it and started playing very good basketball for me on the defensive end. Faison he's a great defender. And, of course, y'all remember DJ Foster from football. He's strong, he's athletic, and he was able to he do a lot of things. We actually asked him to do some of the hardest jobs, like Ho Williams last night. You know, it's very hard to try to contain him. He's a great point guard, and DJ done a great job on him last night. So kudos to them two guys, man. They stepped on in and they played well. They got us what we had, and, you know, it's something to build on.
Charlie?
Congratulations once again, Coach, on that district title. Last night at halftime, you guys were trailing. What changed in the locker room between halftime and that second half? Because you guys came out, it felt a lot more intense in that second half.
I asked him a simple question. Is this it? I just asked him, was this it? And I told him, you know, in my opinion, we didn't play a great first half. New Magic played a great first half, and we were still a couple possessions away due to the bank shot at the halftime. So, you know, you take away the bank shot, we go in down 2 after not playing so well. And, you know, we always come in strong with the second half. And, you know, I just kind of gave him a little speech about, you know, being a runner-up. You know, I've been to the district championship, like, that was my 7th time in 11 years. So, like, we got enough runner-ups. We got enough runner-ups. Let's lead now. And they clapped it up, and they said, Coach, we got you. And they went out and they played ball.
Yeah, and, I mean, one of the main contributors was Quan McVeigh, of course. What does it mean to have a player like Quan on the team?
It's a coach's dream. You know, guys, we get blessed around this boot here with some very good athletes, man. And Quan is one of them. He comes in, he goes hard every day. And, you know, I just asked him, I said, you know, we're trying to get you signed somewhere. And, you know, every coach like a champion. So he's kind of took that to his head, and he's working hard, and he's ready to play every day. And just seeing the smile on them guys' faces last night, and in our school and our community, just so happy that we finally was able to get over that hump. It was well worth all the sacrifices we've been through this year.
Thank you so much. Congratulations on another one, Coach. Chris, you got any questions for him?
Yeah, Coach, you know, always congratulations. You know, one of one of the best representatives from the Boot Hill Conference, Croswell Tigers, and you do an outstanding job there. You know, I know that I read an article that, you know, you guys have not had an opposite of a soft schedule this year. You've won, I think you're out of 28 games, 23 of those are against teams with above 500 record. You know, talk to me about your schedule, how that's prepared you from game one. I know you played a lot of teams out of state, good teams as well. You know, talk about your schedule and how you think that's helped you up to this point.
Well, we just, you know, once again, you take a page from a Charleston, you take a page out of New Madrid. And just a few years ago, I was telling Noah, I said, man, let's beef up this schedule. I said, if we're going to lose, let's lose to the best. You know, but I said, these guys are always beefing up their schedules, and they always where they need to be when it counts. And so we kind of took that on. A couple years ago to beef the schedule up, and it worked dividends. You know, when you play Jackson and you play Sykeston, then you go over to Tennessee and play some dire counties, and you know, them guys are they championship components every year. So we just decided to take that role. We know will help us out. And like I say, out of the 28 games, man, if you look back over the schedule, probably over half of them was within 5. You know, either shooting free throws bad or missing easy buckets. And, you know, so it worked out. You know, I told the guys we're a lot better than our record indicates, and they believe that and they know that. And if we can keep this momentum going, man, it'll be good.
Yeah, you know, you can have a 20-win season and play, you know, a cupcake
go home
here and there and go home.
Yeah.
But, you know, the way you guys have done it has, you know, I applaud that. Let's talk about what you got coming up, Coach. You got a quick turnaround. You got Tuesday night. You're going to play against a tough Woodland team. And I know on paper, other people that don't know the Croswell Tigers, you guys are going to be an underdog. But at this point in the year, there really isn't a favorite or underdog. Your schedule has sharpened you guys. What do you know about Woodland, Coach, and what do you expect from you guys come Tuesday night?
Well, I just really started following Woodland late when I knew we had a possibility of playing them, but I know they're very good. 20-plus games this year. They beat a good Scott City team, and, you know, then, you know, Charleston beat them, but, you know, that score was like 99-77. And I just kind of been watching, and matter of fact, I started watching film when I got home last night. But those guys they're very talented. They shoot the ball well. They play smart. We're really going to have our work cut out for us. But, you know, we like being underdog. Them guys like to be counted out and they put a little fire up under them. But, you know, I feel if we can go up there and defend well and execute, I like our chances.
You're going to be playing at Bloomfield, Coach. I don't know. When's the last time you guys, or have you ever coached a game at the Bloomfield floor?
Never played there. Never. I just used to go there years back for the Bloomfield tournament, but never played on their court.
Chris stole my question.
So
yeah, it's going to be a good thing for your guys, because that gym is out of this world. I mean, it's one of my favorite places to watch a game as a fan. But you know, Coach, like I say, congratulations to you on a tough fought district title. You know, from me, man, just I'd like to see you guys go on. But I can't wait to watch Charlie and them on Tuesday and see how you turn out. But good luck to you, Coach, and you, Coach Billings, as well. You know, and I hope you guys, wish you guys the best of luck.
Yep, appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right, Coach Bell. Hey, we appreciate you. You see Coach Bell and the Tigers in it Tuesday night on Mission.TV and the Boot Hill Sports Network. Charlie Duckworth and Travion Carter have that call. Best wishes to you, Coach Bell. And thank you for joining us right here on Shooting Hoops in the Boot podcast. All right, that was Coach Lamont Bell. Charlie, that is your coach. And your Tigers are going against the Woodland Tigers, or Woodland Cardinals, excuse me. I'll get it right here in a minute. We'll do every mascot in the book till I get it right. But all right, Charlie.
Yeah.
Give us your thoughts on that game.
I mean, it's gonna be a scrappy one. It's got to be a gritty one. If the Tigers want to have a shot at this, you got to get Corbin Kinder into trouble, flat out. I mean, Corbin Kinder is one of the best players in the area at Woodland. And it's not just that they're one player. They have some depth. It's not like certain teams that it's one player and then you got a couple supporting cast members. No, you have some dogs on this Woodland team. So what you have to do is kind of just make sure that they don't get their best shots out there. Make sure that you force them into some tough looks, press them immediately. That's a big part. The press has worked dividends for the Tigers in this month. So that's really all that matters. If you can get Woodland into some foul trouble, maybe into a track meet, it's gonna be over, and Crowsville's going to St. John on Saturday.
All righty, now Charlie, let's bring up that Class 1, District 1 tournament. We'll get in the discussion of that. We got Coach Mathis going to be on here with us here in a little bit. There you see the matchups, and like Charlie said, this is Tri-County Conference District, really. And Richland upset Del C7 in that first round, guys. That kind of was surprising in my books. Cooter beat North Pemiscot. No surprise there. Clarkton over Gideon. Clarkton, a very young team, is going to be dangerous in the upcoming years, guys. And then, of course, Risco beat Richland. And then Cooter beat Clarkton. And as usual, if it came down to the Risco Tigers and the Cooter Wildcats, Cooter behind 30 points from McIlvain. Wow, what a performance by Jaden, man, as Cooter wins it all and becomes your Class 1, District 1 champions. Guys, your thoughts on that?
I mean, what a performance for the Wildcats right there. I've had them in and out of my top 10 all year. I had some questions, but they're definitely a top 10 team in this area now. I mean, they 2-1 against Risco this year, and the 2 wins are very impressive wins against Risco. The Tri-County Conference stomp that they had on Risco a little bit different than this district win, but they just, have had this certain level of intensity that a lot of teams have not been able to match this year.
Yeah, I was, watched them in the Tri-County Conference tournament, and they really, really impressed me. And I'd said it before, I thought maybe Tri-County was a little bit leveled down, but man, they got some dogs. They got some dogs, not just Cooter, but there's all them teams have some players that can bring it night after night. But I had Cooter going all the way. I seen enough when I seen the Tri-County final. McIlvain and Mathis, Jaden Mathis. I'm not surprised there, and I know that Coach Mathis is not satisfied. He's going to want to keep on going, Mark.
Yeah, speaking of Coach David Mathis, we got him in the green room. Let's go ahead and bring him in there. Charlie, you want to take the bracket down?
Yep.
There he is. Hey, Coach Mathis, how you doing, big guy?
How y'all doing?
Doing good, man. Hey, not as good as you, O. You are a district championship coach. How does that feel the day after?
It feels pretty good. I'm trying to get my voice back. That was you know how it is when everybody talks about the Tri-County and the district, in that district, man, that place was electric. It just like it was the night at the Tri-County Conference championship. So, I thought it was basically a home game for Risco because we're 3 or 4 miles from there, whatever it is. And I just told our kids, they were cheering as they were calling them out, and I pulled them over. I said, nobody in this gym wants you to win. I said, other than them people at Cooter and me and the coaching staff, I said, don't y'all let off the gas tonight. And they man, their intensity was, even when it got close, they never, normally you can kind of see them, you could see kids, backing down or not backing down or just not even, not saying pouting, but man, they never, it was just, let's go. They wanted it from the get-go. So I was super proud of them.
Charlie Duckworth, what you got, buddy? Coach Mathis.
Congrats on the district, coach. But first of all, before this season, it was February 7th, 2023, since y'all last beat Risco. What does it mean this year to beat them twice now and kind of regain that throne of the Tri-County Conference?
I don't look at it like that. Last year we were younger, and they were heavily senior team, and the year we beat them, in 2023, these kids that were seniors this year were freshmen, I think, or sophomores. So I don't think they played a whole lot. And we had a ton of seniors that year. So I don't really look at it like that. I just, this year we knew they were going to be very good. And there's times where they don't get put in our district, so they go north, and you didn't know if they were going to be in there. But once they got in our district, our goal was to prepare for them every day. And we took probably 20 minutes a day, and we just would say Risco prep. And, we felt like that anybody in that district could beat us, because Southland played us good, Delta played us good. Clarkton played us really good the other night until we pulled away. We knew we felt like Gideon, played us good. We thought that we could, lose to anyone in that district, but we felt like we were the only team that could beat Risco. So we just, and that's no offense to anybody, because Southland played them really good and had a chance to beat them. And that guy and Tyree had a great game plan. I just felt like if somebody was going to beat them, it was going to be us. So we prepped for them. And that's all we talked about from, when we were out running the levies and doing all that stuff. And, when they wanted to quit, I was saying Risco's not quitting right now. You don't want to go hard. Risco's going hard. So, and that's just, respect to them, because Coach Blankenship, I always said if he went to a bigger school with some big time talent, there's no telling how many state championships he'd have. He's a phenomenal coach, and we got good coaches in this conference, but I mean, he's a really, really good coach, and we were just fortunate enough last night just to pull that game out. So.
Yeah, and also looking ahead for this game on Tuesday, what's the scouting report on Leopold?
Man, Leopold can shoot it. Obviously, their coach used to coach back in the day at Richland. He had Corey Gibson and those guys, and he went to Austin Peay with Corey Gibson. Obviously, you just seen they won their conference outright or whatever there, and he was an assistant coach there for a couple years, I believe, here recently. And so, and they're big, and they can shoot it. And, they play a tough schedule. They're up there. They've been in the SEMO Christmas tournament and all that stuff, but it's going to be tough. But I mean, it's not like you're going in and, you have no chance. I mean, we got a chance, and I'll tell you that, we may get beat, but I'm going to bet we're going to go fight them. I can bet you that.
Yeah, once again, congrats on the district coach, Chris.
Uh-oh. He's on that computer internet out there.
Yeah.
Coach.
I
still got you.
Yeah, we can still hear you.
We can hear you. We can't see you.
Okay. I can see all y'all.
Couple of things for you, Coach. First, congratulations on the district title. I know you don't take that for granted. Also, when the season's over and I look back on this past year, that Tri-County Conference Final is probably going to be one of my favorite games. But within that game and them two games, Coach, I was impressed by your guy, Mr. Robinson. I talked about him plenty on that, because every team's got to have a guy like him. Not really putting up many points, but, man, he does everything else. Talk to me about Mr. Robinson, Coach, what he means to your team.
Well, the thing about him is he's probably the most unselfish human I've ever met. Plus, he's just a great kid. He, I think in that game, he had 14 rebounds and 10 assists and didn't score a basket. Right. And last night he didn't score, and I don't know what the stat line is for him, assists and rebounds. And then against Clarkton, I would assume, I would bet he had a triple-double. We hadn't got those stats back yet. But he's going to take charges, and he's going to rebound. He's getting used to me right now, chewing on him. I don't think he's had that level of butt chewings, but I give it to him pretty good. But the point guard's got to have that, because they got to run the team, and he does a really good job of that.
Yeah, like I say, he's impressive to me. I was just blown away. I mean, I know Jaden Mathis and McIlvain, that's your go-to guys, but Robinson, man, he's right there, and he's young too. He'll be back. My next question, Coach, is your 22, 23 teams. Compare this team to that team, Coach.
I don't. Man, those kids played together. The 23 team played together ever since they were second and third grade. So we knew by the time they were in fifth or sixth grade, they'd been playing Nettletons and Gosnells and bigger schools, and we knew that they would be pretty good. And then they just grew and they got huge. So their difference with them was you had, Nazarenes would take 1,000 charges, and then you had, 6'3", 6'3", 6'5". I mean, they were big, and then you had some role players that could shoot it and some bigs off the bench. But, the crazy thing with them is they lost another 6'5" that was really good that moved to Memphis, that went to school here his whole life, and then another guard, and then Gabriel McIlvain. We had some issues early, and he ended up having a car wreck towards ACL. I don't think that team ever loses, probably, but you lose and get kids. That's how it is. This team's different because, man, I don't think anybody expected them to do what they're doing. They are, and they're young. We're starting 3 sophomores and 2 seniors, and then we're bringing in freshmen and sophomores and a couple of juniors. So they're really young, but man, they're I don't know. I mean, it'd be cool to watch them play. Probably. I mean, it'd probably be pretty fun. But I mean, I don't know. They're both. The thing with this group this year, I started looking at it, and I told our coaches last night, realistically, you didn't have McIlvain and my younger son for 4 weeks. They were out, and we were still winning. Then we got the flu and just pieced that together. They're pretty tough, but we looked at it. I mean, there's a time other than the new manager game, and we were in that until we had to start fouling. We could possibly won every game on our schedule right now. I mean, we had Hayti where we missed 10 or 12 free throws, and I think we lost by 6 to 8. I ain't gonna say 6-7 because Charlie likes to throw them hands up when I do it. And then against South Penn the other night, we gave that game away, within the last minute and 30 seconds. So, and then Risco, obviously, McIlvain and him didn't play. So, we could possibly be sitting here 29-0, and that's a reality, but, I start looking back you look at Barnes when he played, his dad, they're going to have banners hanging, Barnes' dad and himself. And then, James Lynn was on that team with Barnes' dad. And then now both of his sons are going to have banners hanging. And then, I've been a coach here for 14 years, and my boys are going to have banners hanging. So, that's pretty awesome. I think our program from where it was when I took it over, and it's not me only, it's all the, people that's helped, and then the players. And because I'm going to tell you right now, there's some times we got our butts whipped for 2 or 3 years, and then, now, we've turned it around. These last, 4 or 5 years, we've won, 100 plus, 120 games. That's a lot of games for Cooter High School, and that's a lot of ass chewings and a lot of, getting after kids and a lot of people not liking it. But man, these kids, I get text messages last night from kids that played for me for, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years ago, and then kids from 2 or 3 years ago, and kids at the games. I mean, that's what makes it worth it. And then, obviously getting to see, my sons and these kids that, their dads played, getting to do that. That's what it's all about. It ain't, I don't really care for myself, but getting to see that. And when I walk in the gym, that's always going to be there,
Yep.
Hey, Coach, speaking of your kids, how does it feel to win a district championship with two of your boys on that roster?
I mean, it's those kids have, and I said it today, all of my kids have had to be, ride that school bus millions of miles and go watch other people's games. And, I'd miss their games. And then, luckily with the boys, I've got to coach them a lot. My oldest daughter and then my youngest daughter, my youngest son, I missed a lot of her stuff. And then I miss, my younger ones too. So you're missing a lot of that, and then, mom's got to raise them, when you're not there. And, which luckily she's with us a lot and she's on the bus and all that stuff too. But, it's just winning with your sons. And, after they're there a lot of times holding the trophies with the older boys, now they get to hold the trophy. So you can't beat that. And that's what it's all about. It's not about, like I said, I've never been in it for Hall of Fames or none of that. I'm in it to help other kids and help our own kids. And obviously you ain't going to get rich from this. So we're just going to, we're going to keep doing what we think's right and doing it the way we do it. And, there's times people don't like it, parents don't like it, but man, it is what it is. We're going to do how we see fit. And it's been successful, especially the last probably 4 or 5 years. So, I'm really proud of this group, and I hope, like I said, we got a bunch of people. I don't like it that I'm driving an hour and 40 minutes and Leopold's driving 8 miles. It's going to be a home games for them. So hopefully we have a bunch of people make the trip, and I can promise you we're going to play hard. So that's going to happen for sure.
All right, Coach, I appreciate you joining us here on the podcast, man. Good luck to you guys on Tuesday night as Cooter plays Leopold in the Class 1, Sectional 1 championship game. That's at Advance.
How about Pemiscot County?
That's right, man. We're very proud. We got every coach on here tonight, and we got Coach Webb waiting, so we need to get to him. Coach Mathis, good luck to you guys, man. Just remember, I told you before the year started, Cooter was going to do something special and win that district, and they did.
I appreciate you.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you later.
Thank y'all.
All right, that was Coach David Mathis of the Cooter Wildcats. Now we're going to move on. We got Coach Don Webb coming in from Hayti, who won Class 2, District 1 last night in a hard-fought battle, guys. And I mean, just heavyweight championship match for sure against the South Pemiscot Bulldogs. Coach Webb, how you doing, my man?
Oh, doing just fine. How you guys doing there?
Doing great, man. Congratulations to you and the Hayti Indians.
Oh, appreciate it, Mark.
Hey, we were there all week. You guys had one heck of a tournament. You went blow to blow with South Pim last night. Give us a little bit of insight on that game last night and your thoughts, Coach.
Coach Travis Day, man, he's a great coach, man. He had a perfect game plan for us, I mean, when it comes to a game like that, X's and O's get thrown out the window. It's all about the heart and the dog, whoever wants it more. And that what it was, just a dog fight last night. I tip my hat to them boys at South Pim. Man, they played their heart out, man. And we just going to keep moving on to the next round. But, man, South Pim, man, this Boot Hill Conference, man, is no joke.
I had to get you ready for things like last night, oh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And you played a Boot Hill Conference team. Coach, yes. I rewatched the game this morning. I took some notes. In the fourth quarter with 2 minutes and 38 seconds left, Parker Carlisle went to the line. He hit 2 free throws and put South Pemiscot up 48-47. And then your senior, who is very, very talented, Javante Payne, goes down, draws the foul. He sinks 2 big free throws and gives you the lead back, and that lead was for the rest of the night, Coach. Tell us how special Javante Payne is.
He would make us go. I mean, he's our senior leader. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better kid, man. He's high character, man, and just super athlete. And, I mean, he put us on his back. And it shows what type of player he is, man. He's tough as they come.
Yeah. And, Coach, you fought through injuries most of the year, sickness as well. Very hard obstacles to overcome. Tell us how that affected your team and the mentality it gave them.
Well, it gave one thing it did. It gave an opportunity for others to step up. Some guys had to do more than their role required. So finally getting healthy. Now I feel like right now through the season, I feel like everybody nicked up. Every team is nicked up right now. But for the most part, all our guys are really healthy, and this has been the first time this season since the beginning of the season since we had everybody kind of healthy. So we ready to roll, man. Ready to go.
All right, Coach Charlie Ducklers, what you got for Coach Webb?
Hey, congratulations, Coach, on another district title. Back-to-back titles, man. What does it mean? First 2 years as Hayti High School head coach to win 2 district titles.
Making it look easy, ain't he?
And that's all praise go to God on that, man. I'm just here, just trying to lead these boys in the right direction, change the culture. But all that praise go to God, man.
Yeah, and my other question is, Tuesday you guys got East Carter in Poplar Bluff. What's the scouting report on East Carter? What do they look like?
Scrappy. They play very hard. The coach's son, he's a good player, and they're a good defensive team, man. And we got to be prepared for them boys. That's why we're in the gym now working, just trying to be prepared for them. But they gonna give it all they got on that court, and we got to match that intensity.
All right, congratulations one more time, Coach. Chris?
Yeah, man. Me and Mark called that game, and we was wore out. I noticed you was on one end and Coach Travis Day on the other, and y'all's motors were both running all game long. As a fan, it was just awesome game to watch. And we also talked about that play with Javante Payne. You got to your next opponent is at Poplar Bluff at the high school. How familiar are you with that floor, Coach, and that building?
That's where I come from, Poplar Bluff, my hometown. I don't know how it ended up like this. It's all in God's plan. Here we are playing in Poplar Bluff, and I'm familiar with the floor, but my players not. They haven't been on that floor, so I can't play. They got to play.
That's a big gym too.
Yes, sir. Bigger floor, wider floor. So we got to be prepared. They're gonna take a little more legs on that floor.
Yeah, talk to me about your 3-point shooting, Coach. Seems like you got, you 2 or 3 or 4 of them's got the green light at all times. Is that something you all have discussed? I know that your son has played. He probably, knows like the back of his hand. Tell me about the green light for the 3-point shooting, Coach.
Well, we want to take the open shots, of course, and you got certain individuals that, hey, we really want to take them open shots. So we got about 3 of them that when they're open, hey, let it go. To be confident. Me and Coach KC, we're confident in them, and they got to be confident in themselves to take that shot. And they're in the gym working on that to be confident in the game, to be ready when that moment comes. So we're the ones that got the green light. They're shooting them shots in practice, So we just prepping them up.
One more thing, Coach. Some players are easier to coach than others. Let's talk about Key Anthony Taylor. I call him walking momentum, Coach, because he can come in off the bench, a third quarter, close game. He could dunk one. And I know that, it's been a challenge. We've seen a little bit at the Boot Hill Conference tournament, but man, he's still here, Coach. Talk to me about Key Anthony Taylor, what he means to the Hayti Indians.
He's a kid that's growing, Everybody got their own pace of growing, and he's growing. He's maturing by the day. He's taking accountability. But I tell him this. I said, a happy and a motivated Juice is the most dangerous person on the floor.
Oh man,
he's the most motivated. Out of all my players on my team, he's the most dangerous person on the floor, and he have to hold that, and he's taking accountability. He's getting better by the day, and that's all I ask for. Just get better by the day.
Well, Coach, I couldn't be happier for you. You know that. I wish you much success. Be rooting for you on Tuesday night at Poplar Bluff, and go Hayti.
Yes, sir. Go Indies.
All right, Coach Webb. East Carter County coming up. It's going to be a tough game. We'll be there in the house at MSHSAA and the Boot Hill Sports Network. Closing thoughts before we get out of here. I do got one more question for you, Coach. A kid that we really never hardly talk about. I call him the silent assassin, and that is Dwayne Grant.
Well, I knew where you was going at when you said that, Dwayne Grant, and I just talked to him. Me and Coach KC had a one-on-one talk with him, and we just let him know, hey, God, you the glue to our team. You might end up with 4 points, but you're gonna guard the best ball handler on the other team. He's ending up with just as many rebounds as anybody on the team. He's
Yeah.
our glue. He would make us go. And he's hard to take off the court. When he's off the court, I'm missing him.
Yeah, and I just think he plays his role to perfection, in my opinion.
Perfect.
And just to watch him hustle after every ball, get those rebounds, like you said, man. And he never shows hardly any emotion, man, but he does his job, and that's something you got to be proud of as a coach. And now, one other thing I'd like to say before we get out of here, Coach, LaDon Webb's shooting has really improved, I do believe, where he's on the path, in my opinion. And I've seen a lot of ball players go through here, maybe be one of the purest shooters ever come out of Haytah High School.
He works at it. I mean, that's all his work. He loved to shoot. He be in the gym. He blessed with a good shooting touch, and he don't stop working on it. He don't.
Yeah,
stop.
he got a lot of range.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, and then another thing that was key last night, Coach, was the free throw shooting. South Pemiscot missed a lot. Your team did excellent from the free throw line. You guys work on that a little extra?
Yes, and we need to. One thing about it, Mark, we need to get to the line more. We need to shoot more free throws, and that's one thing me and Coach trying to put in our head. Let's get to the line as much as possible because we're not a bad shooting team from the free throw line. We just got to get there.
Oh, you're great free throw shooting. Combat, Payne, your son. Yeah, they do a great job. And Isaiah Love can drive to the rack a little bit. We haven't really touched on much him. Love, tell us a little bit about Isaiah, man.
He's our best on-ball defender.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, he's a dog. He's our best on-ball defender, and he's our coach on the floor. And Isaiah, he's not going to take too many bad shots. He's going to make the right play. But one thing about it, he hang his head on defense. He got pride in it. So we go off his defensive effort.
Coach, another player, Nikolai Combat, kind of struggled a little bit in the tournament, but in saying that, he knew it by not making those outside shots, he started driving to the basket. Is that something he just picked up instinctively, or did you have a couple words with him and told him to start driving to the basket? Or
I had to have a couple sweet words with him.
Sweet words.
Sweet words with him. Get to the basket.
Yeah, because he's 6'4", man. If your shot ain't going, you got to drive and penetrate. And like you said, draw some fouls and head to the free throw line because, man, he probably not, 98% free throw shooter.
Yeah, he's a great free throw shooter. Right? Like I said, we got to get to the line more. He one of the guys I'm talking about. He got the ability to draw fouls and get to the line with that frame. And once you hit a couple free throws, that outside shot, it start falling.
All right, Coach. Man, we're gonna let you go so you can get back to practice for
Yes,
Coach Gilmore can relax for a little bit.
Hey there. Like I say, I appreciate all three of you guys keeping up with us, supporting us. But I want to tell the Haytah faithful, the Haytah fans, the Indian fans, all you watching, we need you in Poplar Bluff on Tuesday.
Amen, man.
Let's pack it with black and gold, baby.
Amen. All right, Coach Webb. Hey, we'll see you Tuesday, man.
Yes, sir.
Good luck to you and your Indians, baby. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's Coach Don Webb. And guys, we just had a outstanding guest here tonight, man. Every coach that won a district title in here in the Boot Hill. Man, what great coaches are we blessed with down here in the bottom of the boot?
Yeah, Mark,
I mean, they are some of the best. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
I was going to say, Coach Mathis talked about, you're not going to get rich off of, made that comment. But but one thing I know is all these student athletes, they're getting rich with all this, the pouring in of coaches and some of the best that there is. And I kudos to all of our coaches in this area, man. They, like you say, they don't make $1 million. They don't get the college salary coaches that, but man, they pour into these student athletes and turn them into young, great adults. And you can't applaud that enough, Mark.
Right. Charlie?
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, thinking about these coaches around here, especially in the Boot Hill Conference, which we cover the most, you can go down the list, and even the people on the lower levels of the conference would be one of the best coaches in a conference right beside him. It's really wild to see just how blessed we are with coaches just on and off the court because they are class acts off the court.
Yeah, I think Coach Bell sums it up there. We are family, and that is true, man. And as Derek Jackson says, all these coaches are making men. How true that is. All right, Charlie, we got a couple more brackets I think we need to talk about, and we had an exciting game over in Bloomfield. Puxico's second home as Puxico at the buzzer wins a district championship against Charleston. Guys, I watched that game. It was a great game, back and forth. Charleston actually had a chance to win it with the little about 11 seconds left. They got the basketball, but they missed. Lane missed his shot, and Landon Burchard grabbed the ball with about 6.2 left, I do believe. And I looked to the right. My wife was in her recliner as I was in mine. I said, he's going to take it straight to the hole and get the basket to win it. And that's just what he did. That kid is a special ball player. And Puxico comes out with another district title, guys. Charlie?
Yeah, the District of Death delivered. I mean, from the start, looking at that top left, that first game, Chaffee versus Advance. There's a lot of conversation about that game before.
Chris Brown called that game.
Yeah, there's a lot of conversation about that game before about some seeding purposes. I think it was rightful seeding. Now looking at it, but I mean, Bernie and Charleston, that was also a very good game. And then looking on to this Puxico Charleston final, I thought that was the final I had, but I thought Charleston was going to win. I just thought that they had a little bit more on the shooting aspect, but one team did have Landon Burchard, the other team didn't. That's flat out.
Hey, they did a great job on Landon Burchard, though. In the second half, Burchard down the stretch poured it on, man, because at halftime, I think he had like 2 points, man. Chris?
Yeah. You know, it's got to be a back-breaking loss for Charleston. I mean, to hang in there with the number one team in Class 2 the whole game and have possession at the very end of it. I can't fault the young man for taking the shot in the lane because he was open. It just didn't fall. And unfortunately for Charleston, there was way too many seconds left once Burchard got that defensive rebound. But, man, what a game that was. You know, I was excited and wasn't even there. But hey, you know, congratulations to Puxico. They're going to move on. And, you know, they got a tough game coming up next.
Yeah, and Charleston's going to look back at this game just as South Penn, as they missed a lot of free throws as well, man. Left a lot of points out there. So they could have won this district just as well.
St. Vincent's 22-6, so
yeah,
that's who Puxico's got, and you know it's going to be a good one. Class 2 is going to be it's going to be a dogfight.
All right, Charlie, we got anything else you want to bring up?
I got the all tournament team.
All right,
Class 3 District 1. So I asked Mark last night. You know, we did the Boot Hill Conference and the Tri-County Conference, all district or all tournament teams. And I was like, oh, can I do one? I wanted to join in on the fun. So over the week, we saw some great talent play, but I decided that these were the top 15 in my eyes from watching. We're going to start with the third team, Tavion Ware, Jamarius Benford from East Prairie. Both those two had a pair of 20-pointers in their loss to Twin Rivers. Without them, Twin Rivers East Prairie loses by 15 possibly. They were the difference maker in this one. Then Griffin Pass from Kelly. I mean, he was the highlight for the Kelly Hawks. They just really couldn't get anything going from anyone else, but he was out there. I think he finished with 14 that one game. Then Gunnar Powell from Twin Rivers, 5 threes in the third quarter, had 6 threes in the second half as a whole. Well, he was the leader in that East Prairie game going down the stretch, and did not have the best performance in the second game. I'll get to the person who had the good performance in the second game. Then Tyson Farr from Portageville, he was a warrior out there for the Bulldogs in that game. I think he finished with 12 or so in that one. He had a great performance against Malden. Then the second team, Jordan Moten, Charmin Tillman, DJ Foster, all from Crothersville. Moten hit about 7 or 8 threes throughout the tournament, and they were all big threes down the stretch. He came off the bench. He started a couple games this season So it was interesting to see him come off the bench in this tournament. Then Charmin Tillman was the point guard for the Tigers. He just passing was the main playmaker for them. Then Donzel Foster, Coach Bell mentioned earlier, had him on Jaden Williams for most of that game. Kind of had Williams shut down in that second half. Foster did, and just all around. If there was a defensive player of the tournament, it's Donzel Foster. He was intercepting every pass that came towards him. And William Foster from Twin Rivers, he balled out in that second game against New Madrid. I'm pretty sure, if it serves me right, let me see if I can find the stat sheet for him. I'm pretty sure that he had 17 and 16 of those came in the fourth quarter against New Madrid.
Wow.
He balled out in that fourth quarter. Without him, they lose by 20 to New Madrid. Then Isaac Smith from New Madrid, he was the big man down low. He was swatting any shot near him. He did foul out in both games. It was mainly just off of how physical he was. He had his hands up on every play, and he has a really silky smooth touch for a big man of his caliber. Then the first team, Dantez Dobbins from Malden, he was a thorn in Crothersville's side in that game, that semifinal. And then he balled out against Portageville as well. Jaden Williams, the point guard for New Madrid, shows why he is a star in the making there. He was a killer. Pretty sure he had 23 in the first one, then had about 20 in the second one, in the second game that they played. Then the three Tigers on the first team. Demarion Rogers might be my MVP of this tournament. He was in the paint, just eating up rebounds, getting putbacks, playing physical. For a big man, he's, I'm pretty sure, 6'3", so a pretty undersized big man when you're looking around the area now. But he's just been able to dominate in the paint all season. Sammy Bryant as well. He really started to develop his three-point shot in this tournament, and it was something that I've been wanting all season long, a consistent three-pointer from Sammy, and it finally reared its head in this one. It was amazing to see. And then also he was able to cut in, and then Quan McVeigh, I mean, he balled out this tournament. He averaged about 25, 26 throughout the tournament in the three games, and he did not give up a single time. He had a few clutch blocks in that New Madrid game.
Hey, that's a great choice there, Charlie, man. Some good ball players there, man. We had a look at Dobbins. You know, you were talking about him, man. He had a heck of a game against Hayti as well, man. And, of course, Crowsville players we see a lot of, man. And so congratulations to those guys, man. All right, let's give some closing thoughts here, Charlie D.
It's time for me to sound like a Crowsville homer real quick. Man, this Tuesday, it's the biggest game in the 4 years that I've been doing the Boot Hill Sports Network for me. You know, this season's been a lot different than the past few for me, as now I'm the main play-by-play. But, man, wouldn't it be special? Why not us at this rate? I mean, out of Class 3, you hear about Principia, you hear about Woodland, but why not us in this situation? If Crothersville can make this game a track meet, I understand they got cross-country trophies, but people down here got different types of speed. That's all I'm going to say. And just flat out paint Bloomfield red on Tuesday, and not Cardinal red, Tiger red.
Tiger red, right?
Yeah. For me, first and foremost, appreciate all four legendary coaches being on our show. That's an oddity to have that much coaching talent in one show, and we even got it in within an hour and 20 minutes. So
yeah,
thank you to all of them, because I know they got things that they got, they all got on their mind, and for them to take time out to speak with us just shows their character, and we sure do appreciate it. And hey, good luck to all the teams that are coming up. As personally, and I know I speak for Charlie and Mark, there ain't nothing like we would love more than to go to Columbia and have all these teams still going in that. That would be amazing. And like I say, tune in tomorrow night as we'll have the call on Portersville Lady Dogs looking to move on into that quarterfinal round. And congrats to Coach Kelly Fowler for sure, and her staff and players. And I can't wait to get that one going, Mark.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing is, we would like to thank everyone out there who's bought our streams this past week. Sometimes it's kind of hard dealing with Mission.TV, some issues. I know Saturday all around there were some issues with a lot of the games, not only Charlie's, but that's things that sometimes is out of our control, as me and Charlie were troubleshooting for sure, as I was in the parking lot at Holcomb trying to help old Charlie out. And things just didn't go as planned, but we will rebound and continue to do what we do. And surely, as Chris said, thanks for all the great coaches for coming on our show, man. Means a lot to us. We started this thing helping the kids get noticed, and then the coaches being involved is even better for us as a Boot Hill Sports Network. So this podcast is very special to us, man, as well. So we get to talk to coaches, kids, and this means a lot to us. And thank you for your continued support. Make sure you buy our streams again this week, man. We get a whole whopping 20% of all of that. So until then, this is Mark Manley, Charlie Duckworth, and Chris Brown for the Boot Hill Sports Network. We'll see you tomorrow night in Clarkton, Tuesday night in Advance. Oh, check that, Bloomfield and Poplar Bluff. Until then, we'll see you later.